Hi guys. So someone dared me to start a business and I did. Well, not really dare, but I stood up to the challenge. So here's how this conversation went. I was speaking with one of my colleagues and he was asking me what my YouTube channel is about. I told him it's about helping youths become employable and helping small business owners to thrive. And it's like, okay, so do you have a business? What practical principles are you teaching them? And I'm like, yeah, no. He says, oh, you're teaching them theories. And yeah, that was how that conversation went. And it got me thinking, I do have a lot of business ideas that I have penned down over the years. Perhaps it's the right time to start one. And that's how I started a business. This is what today's video is going to be about. Out of your multitude of ideas, how do you pick one idea and start up a business? Second, when you have a business idea, what are the first things that you do? Now let's attend to the first question. Out of your numerous ideas, because Nigerians are filled with a lot of ideas, and they say that the successful business owners are the people who move from always dreaming, always having ideas to actually executing something. So that's one question. How do you pick from the numerous ideas that you have? How do you know that this particular idea is the one? Now, sometimes you know it from the get go that, this idea will not necessarily fly because you look around, you do your research, and you realize that not a lot of people need that business idea at that point in time. And might I just add that this does not mean that people will not need the idea in the nearest future. So don't throw that business idea away. Just pack it in your notes somewhere. You could revisit it later. Times are changing. However, sometimes it takes actually doing the business idea to know if this is the one or to know if this is the business idea that would, make you money, to know if this is the business idea that would flourish and make you the CEO that you've always dreamed of. Now, what works for me is that I decide on a business idea when I realize that it stays despite the initial gra. So there is this initial excitement phase when you get an idea, you want to share it with people, you want somebody to resonate with you, right? You look around you and you're like, this is going to solve a major problem. You dream of all the trips that you're going to take abroad as an entrepreneur. You just think of all of the deals you are going to be sealing and you're excited. But that's the initial gra phase, is the excitement phase. When my idea sticks, even after the initial excitement phase, that's when I know that, okay, let me test out this idea. Reason being that, like, so somewhere in my head, I'm just seeing this idea, letting me know that we can do this already. Let's get going. And that's how I picked the idea. Second question. What's the first thing you do when you have an idea? Surprisingly, I guess some people would say that when you have an idea, go and register your business name before they steal your business name and all of that stuff. Some people start choosing their brand colors and start thinking of their printing and all those other things. While some people decide that, you know what, I need to start opening my social media account, I need to be digital and all of that stuff. For me, this might surprise you, but I usually start by writing a business plan. So I came across this story one time on the internet talking about how when you meet an investor, you know, you don't know that you are going to be meeting the investor, but then you meet the investor and then he says, okay, what's your business idea? What are the revenues going to be like? What are you projecting for this? But because you've not done your homework, you just have the idea, you have the problem you're trying to solve and the solution, but you don't know any other thing. How you will go to market, how you advertise yourself, how you market yourself. You don't know anything. Then you realize that you have missed a lifetime opportunity. That's why for me, the very first step after I have decided on my business idea is to actually create a simple business plan. The key word there is simple. What do I mean by simple? You want to ask the question first, what's the idea? What are you trying to solve? Then you ask yourself, okay, who are you trying to solve them for? And in big grammar, that's called who are your target audience. Then you ask yourself, okay, these people I'm trying to solve this business for, where are they usually situated? Sometimes it's a physical location, Other times it could be online. For instance, you realize that TikTok and Instagram are for the Gen Zs and the likes. You realize that Facebook and WhatsApp groups are for the much older people, and Twitter is just in between. The Gen Zs can relate, the millennials can relate, the older people can relate, right? Twitter is just in between. So you want to ask yourself where your target audience are actually situated. So, it's not something complex like what you see online, like what's your TAM, what's your TOM, what's your SOM, sorry, TAM, TOM, and SOM. You don't need to, go that far, all right? We just want to identify your target audience. Now, just to clarify, your own business plan might not follow this exact pattern, all right? But just make sure that you identify what your idea is, you identify what problem it is solving, and you also identify who it is solving that problem for, and where your people are located, because you can't sell to everybody. Now, I have also mentioned that you might not exactly follow this pattern. For instance, for some people's business idea, it's not necessarily solving a problem, because the problem might not even exist and people don't even know that it is a problem. For instance, take a look at the GSMs of the previous times. People just really needed to make phone calls. They didn't like know that, oh, it's a problem that we are unable to use, phones that have a touch screen. It's a problem to actually not use a phone that doesn't have a touch screen. Now you see people, if they don't have an Android phone that is you know a phone with a touch screen, right? They are always saying, "Oh, that's a Palasa phone. That is a phone with just buttons." It's always they are usually downgrading that to a touchscreen phone. But there was a time when everybody was craving and dying to have the button phones. Do you understand? So sometimes you might be solving or you might be creating a business where people do not even know that they need it. Yep. And it might also be an opportunity based business. For instance, maybe your mom, has a Gary plantation or a cassava plantation farm, and you just said that, you know what, I want to start um moving or moving Gary across states. I want to start moving Gary to other countries. That is an opportunity based business. That's another video entirely. But I just thought to mention that if your business doesn't necessarily follow all of the things that I have listed, it's fine. All right. You just want to identify what kind of business you are doing. Is it a business that you're solving for somebody? Is he an opportunity based business? Is he a luxury based business? Finally, the last question I ask myself is, okay, how do I want to solve this problem? So let's say, for instance, you have like a logistics company, or you want to solve a gap in the logistics sector. You want to take a look at those who have done it before and use it to see what their model is like and decide if you are going to veer off that model, or if you are going to take some things from that model and use it as your own structure. In the same manner, they might not be in your industry. The people that you want to imitate their structure, their model, they may not necessarily be in the same industry as you are, but you just want to take a look at their structure and their model and just pattern yours to them. So for me, that's what I do when I am choosing my business idea and I decide that, okay, I want to go into a business with this, or I want to make this into a business. Now, I hope that if you have a business idea lying somewhere, this has helped you to answer the question on what business idea you want to pick and what to do when you realize that you want to go ahead and make this a full business. If you also want videos about creating a business model or structure for yourself and deciding what social media accounts to put your business on, please comment and let me know if you would want this kind of videos as well. But just stay put. I'm going to be, letting you know how it's going as a first time business owner. All right. If we fail, God forbid. But you know, I get failure is, at least you did something, so you failed and all of that stuff. But brothers and sisters, I don't want to fail because I'm going to have to tell you on here that, mom, that business did not work out, but at least we get to learn from it. So I hope it works out. And if you want to take a look at the business, because currently I'm calling for some vendors, I'm calling for personal shoppers, cooks, and meal preps. I'll put the link in the description box so that you can please go there and share the link with people that you, with friends and family that you know might be interested in the business. Ah, we have come to the end of this video, and it was a nice time. I felt rather relaxed. Okay, so please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe. Please share it in case you have a friend who has a dilemma on how to choose a business idea or what to do when they first get their business and they are looking for money to first of all register the business. My dearest, share this video with them and let them know that, yeah, you can start the business without registering. Breathe, my dear, breathe. I will do follow up videos on what next I did after creating my business model. See you in the next video. Bye.